Quinn has is he is the only coach that was on the sideline for two of the worst Super Bowl collapses in the history of this league. He was on the sideline for both of them, okay? No. Run from Dan Quinn like the plague. If you think Mike McCarthy can't have got clock management issues, oh, Dan Quinn, I can break it down for you, brother. And how can Julio Jones make the catch of the century to change the fortunes of a moribund franchise, and you let the boy genius sit up there and run the ball when all you had to do is take a knee, kick a field goal, Super Bowl champion, and boy genius in San Francisco did it to himself again in his own Super Bowl, trying to be smarter than everybody in the room, and lost that one, but they will win this weekend.
What an O. Henry-like twist to the end of that screed. Hold on a second.
We'll be back.
1 second now. Now, just so I'm aware, the second collapse that you're referring to, you're talking about Seattle losing to the Patriots when he was on the Seahawks staff?
Yeah. He was the only coach that was there when they didn't get a ball to Marshawn. He was standing over there. Yeah, he was there.
Well, I mean, that definitely wasn't his call, but you make an interesting point, and I appreciate you calling Sideline Mike. Thanks for.
Hey, man, run from Dan Quinn. Run from him.
He makes an interesting point, by the way.
Very interesting point.
And what that is that anybody who gets fired from a head coaching job and then goes somewhere else and does a tremendous job coordinating suddenly becomes the hot head coaching candidate because they have experience. Hey, he was at a Super Bowl. You know, you are kind of forgetting the circumstances of what happened in that Super Bowl.
I'm not forgetting them.
But it's tough to get to a Super Bowl, an incredibly difficult way to get to a Super Bowl. Okay? So it is a cherry-picked narrative that Dan Quinn is the hot coaching candidate. You forget about the fact that he got fired at a spot. No, I'm not just that, though. He got fired at a spot where the owner doesn't like to do that sort of thing that much. You know, it just felt like they couldn't stick with him anymore. That they could not stick with him anymore. And that he was available for Dallas to take, and he did an incredible job coordinating. And you got to sit there, and when you do this sort of thing, you got to sit here and say, okay, which one is he? Is he the guy that is a terrific coordinator but can't be a head coach? Is he a guy that just showed you, okay, that he still does know how to coach and motivate people, and we're just going to roll the dice that we would rather go with a guy here that's been there and done that before than with somebody else who's never done it before? And the greatest coach of all time is somebody who did it in his second opportunity. Right?
Facts.
The second opportunity for Belichick is the one that's getting him to the Hall of Fame. Already. So you have to make all these decisions. And it is interesting that you kind of just forget about whatever Dan Quinn went through in Atlanta, and now he's the head coaching candidate because he used to be a head coach, and he made a Super Bowl. Well, Google what happened in that Super Bowl, right? And then it's amazing how things change like that. It really is remarkable how things change like that. But Cowboys are definitely going to miss him as a defensive coordinator. That's for sure. And if I'm Dallas, I have to sit here and think, man, do I just bounce the current HC, make this guy who's the hottest candidate elsewhere? I'll just take him as the hottest candidate right here and apologize to the McCarthy family and say, here's a golden parachute package.
Yep.
But that ain't going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, look, I love what Dan Quinn's done for our defense, but he's 43 and 42 as a head coach, so it's not like you're getting this coach that's got this incredible record.
No, but what you're getting, somebody who's been there and done it and has just shown you that he can motivate men of a certain age with a scheme, but he also doesn't have to decide about anything else on the team. He's just focused on one side of the ball, and now you're saying, well, come back and do absolutely everything again. And get somebody, an offensive coordinator like what you're doing with Shanahan back in the day. Go get that guy. Like if you're Denver, come on in. Bring that here. The defensive side of the ball that Vic Fangio coached up like crazy. You can do the same thing. Good. Check that mark. And then hire an offensive coordinator to coordinate an offense that's a quarterback away from doing this whole thing, and we'll get you the quarterback. His name is fill in the blank.
They've been trying to get that quarterback for a while.
They sure have. And I guess we'll just figure out if you have a problem coaching in the big game again. But guess what? We're in the big game, which we haven't been since Super Bowl 50. But Sideline Mike brings up an interesting point right there. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here